In this video, I'm going to talk you through 100 pictures from the thousands I shot with the Sony ZV-1 in June 2020. Salut YouTube, it's Christophe Langlois and this is my 16th video on the Sony ZV-1. I have two goals for all those videos on the Sony ZV-1. One is to help you make an informed purchase decision, and two is to help you make the most of your brand new Sony ZV-1. So I invite you to check my playlist with all those videos, and please consider subscribing because I've got a lot more content on the Sony ZV-1 coming up. And that includes my video about the best value accessories for the Sony ZV-1, as well as my final review after more than 3 weeks of usage. Spoiler alert, the more I use the Sony ZV-1, the more I love it. Is it perfect? No. Is it made for vlogging? No. But I still personally believe that it's one of the very best content creation devices as far as hybrid shooters are concerned. And now back to the video. Most people are focused on the vlogging capabilities, so the video capabilities of the Sony ZV-1, which are excellent by the way. But as far as I'm concerned, I bought it for both taking great pictures and shooting excellent videos. So if you're like me, hopefully you'll enjoy this very video. And like a few other of my Sony ZV-1 videos, like for instance the external mic tests, as well as the vlogging versus the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the Osmo Pocket, this video took me forever not only to shoot, but also to edit. So please, again, if you could give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, that would help me a lot, and consider subscribing. So those 100 pictures will cover the main use cases you might have when you want to take photos. One could be landscape, then could be street photography, then possibly action, so how to freeze it, then dogs, then portraits, then selfies, and eventually low light photography. So hopefully you'll be able at the end of this video to decide if the quality offered by the Sony ZV-1 is good enough or great enough for you to make a purchase decision. One of the benefits of using a digital camera or a mirrorless camera versus a smartphone is to have access to more robust RAW files, which enable you to fine-tune the pictures and grade it the way you like it. In this video, unfortunately, I won't touch the RAW files. I shot everything in both JPEG and RAW because I like, again, the ability and the flexibility that the RAW files give you, but unfortunately, there is no profile for my Sony ZV-1 in the main software I use, which is Luminar 4. But what I will do still is to show you the flexibility you have even with the JPEGs. And again, I would advise you to do that with the RAW files directly. But even the JPEG, they will let you in great, easy to use softwares like Luminar 4 to enhance the quality of those pictures. So at the end of each section, I'm going to give you an idea of what the AI from the likes of Luminar could do to your pictures and how you can take them to the next level with the minimal effort. And last but not least, a lot of you might think that their smartphones, so even the best ones like the iPhone 11 Pro or the Huawei P40 Pro, can do a better job and make the Sony ZV-1 and One Inch sensor devices obsolete. I can tell you, after shooting a lot of pictures and comparing those devices, the answer is absolutely not. And I guarantee you that the quality you can get from your photos from the Sony ZV-1 is miles ahead of what a high-end smartphone can give you today in mid-2020. And by the way, if you want me to compare the Sony ZV-1 for photography versus the iPhone 11 Pro, please give me some likes and show me your questions and your suggestions in the comment section below. If I reach 100 likes for this video, then I'm going to publish a comparison between the iPhone and the ZV-1. And now, let's check the pictures. Et voilà! If you find it useful, please give me a big thumbs up and please consider subscribing because I've got loads of content, as you know, on the Sony ZV-1 already and a lot more to come, especially the best value accessories video and of course the review, which is going to be a review after roughly probably 4 weeks of using it extensively. And as usual, you'll find my additional observations in the description below. And I invite you, of course, to share your comments, suggestions, and questions in the comments section, because I make sure to answer everything, bar the very abusive comments which are pointless. So again, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.